Here I am at Stinky Woods again. Yep, indeed. Well, yeah. All fun and games. One of the things that has been on my mind is about this, all this football rubbish. Well, the reason why football's been on my mind, the other day, what is it called, Victor Lindelof's house was burgled. I'm not sure if his family were there, but they were stressed about it. Now the club's saying they're going to help them with the security for their houses when they're playing. Excuse me? What? These players are paid a ridiculous amount of money. Not sure how much Lindelof is being paid, probably about £150,000 a week. I mean, with that amount of money, he could probably hire a whole security firm. Yeah, and the other players could do the same. Look, obviously it's going to be stressful for family and not good for them, not good for him as a player, but he's now gone off to Sweden to be with his family instead of playing. Now again, what area of work would you have that in? I was thinking about it earlier, thinking, okay, the amount of money these people are being paid, these players, it's the same as top executives of a company. Now, yeah, the better players are paid huge amounts of money, like the top executive or the very, very top one of Tesla or Apple or any company like that. The problem is, these players will still get their money whether they perform or not. And that is something where that's the biggest issue I have with all of this. I couldn't care less about the security. Yeah, if that's going to be added to the contracts of the players to say, we will look after you as best we can, yeah, we will help you with the security of your home, your family, etc., etc. Great, do that. No problem at all. You go do that, yeah. Yeah, but there needs to be a provisory. Put it this way, as a business, normally in business, if the person you employ is not performing, what do? Yeah, you'll speak to them, trying to get them to perform better. After a while, if they're still not performing, you sack them. You don't keep on paying them with their performance not improving at all. That's like people like Marcus Rashford have been doing that for a long time. His performances have been poor for a long time. He not only still gets paid, he gets a new contract. Excuse me? What's going on? Why are you giving this person a new contract? Yeah, Maguire still has the captaincy of Man United, even though his performances have been really poor, for a long time as well. It's just beyond stupidity to me. Yeah, if the performances are that bad, then there needs to be some accountability to these players. Yeah, it's like clubs trying to work hard to help players with their confidence. Excuse me, in any other walk of life, if your confidence is causing you not to be able to do your job, then you lose your job. The manager doesn't lose their job. If you're working in some shop, like Tesco's or whatever, you're working in one of these big shops and you're not performing very well because you've got a bit of a confidence issue. And then the big bosses come in and they say, we've got a problem here. Staff aren't doing very well here. So we keep on having the same problem. All these staff keep on performing poorly. We're just going to sack this manager, employ another manager. When the staff still aren't performing well, we're just going to sack this manager. Excuse me, at some point you've got to recognise it's the staff that's the problem. You've got to at least consider that maybe that's an issue. Yes, the management is a problem. They keep on employing bad managers. Yeah. But you're also bringing in bad, players, football-wise, and bad staff with regards to whatever, Tesco's or whatever. But you've got to look at it properly. Instead of saying, When the staff don't seem to have the confidence, we're bringing you in to do that, and you've not done it. So bye-bye. We bring someone else in. We'll pay you off. We'll pay your contract off because we're sacking you, but we'll bring someone else in. So the reality was, you go back to the 1970s, and in the 1970s, the worker, the normal worker, certainly in the UK, were the ones that had power. The companies had no power. And in football, the owners had all the power, the players had no power. So the players basically they were getting a decent wage. Certainly they were getting a better wage than most of the people that came to watch them, but they weren't getting anywhere near the astronomical wages they are now. But the owners had all the power. So of course it's now reversed itself within society, because you had a Conservative government. Conservative government comes in, Maggie Thatcher in the late 1970s, decides that, well, what we're going to do is we're going to make it from zero unemployment. Because when you have zero unemployment, the power is with the employees, because they can come to your company, get trained, and then go to another company and get more money. That's what was happening on a regular basis. So of course these companies that are training people were getting quite peed off with that. Rightfully so. So they basically went to the Tories and said, look, we'll vote you in, but you've got to do something about this. You've got to give the power back to us. How can they do that? By creating 1 million people unemployed overnight. And that's pretty much what they did. Now, were there really 1 million people unemployed? I don't know. Because you don't necessarily need to have 1 million people unemployed. What you need to have is the fear. The fear of being unemployed is where the power shifts from employee to employer. And that's what they did a clever job on that, really. I'll bring it back. Look, they cut that tree back to there, but it's still encroaching on over half of the path. Ridiculous. Just cut it back another foot or so, you know? I mean, the people that did it are like, well, we made an effort. Yeah. But could you not see that maybe the whole point of this path is people are supposed to walk on it? Not supposed to have a tree on the path, are we really? Why didn't they just cut it back to there? That bit there. Well, you got the broken bit there. Just cut it back to there. You got it all the way along. They just leave the odd bit in the way. And it's like, what the heck is the point of that? I have no idea. Don't know. I wasn't here when they did it. I would have asked them, if I was here when they did it, why are you leaving that like that? I'm sure they would have had an answer. So, yeah. Like I'm sure the football clubs will have an answer now. But put it this way, it's going to reverse, the same as it is with regards to society. Now, you know, businesses have been given out to employees 0 hours contracts, so that the business has complete and utter power over the employee. That is just ridiculous. That's way too much. The balance has gone way too far in that direction. And the same as in football. Now, we'll put it this way, in football, if as a club, if you can't afford to pay your players, they can tear up the contract because you can't afford to pay them anymore. So you're not doing according to your obligation. You're not paying them. But if they're not playing, that doesn't seem to matter. If they're not doing their job that you're paying them for, you can't tear up the contract. That seems to be preposterous. As I say, that way, you know, player power has also got way out of control. So that's going to be reversed as well. It has to be in the end. It does have to be in the end. Well, you know, these things happen. Swings and roundabouts. So the same thing with regards to belief in God. Belief in God in the 60s, certainly 50s and 60s, was, you know, England was very much a country that believed in God. It was a God-fearing country. Not anymore. It's basically a FU God country now. Same as a lot of countries are. But again, that's going to reverse again. At some point, it's going to reverse. So, yeah. Well, what's going to have to happen to get these things to reverse? Yeah. I just think it's, yeah. As I say, I don't blame Lindelof. I don't blame his family. I don't blame anything like that for all these things happening. It's just this whole idea about the club now paying for security for these people's homes when they're playing. This seems a little bit crazy. Because, if they were just getting £30 a week to play, then I'll understand that. They're not getting a decent wage, so they can't really afford to pay for this themselves. So the club is therefore helping them. They can afford to pay for this themselves. They can afford to more than pay for this themselves. The fact that players like Lindelof weren't really taking security of their homes that seriously, well, possibly, as I say, allegedly, I don't know. If people got into his home, then I doubt the security was that good. Then again, maybe it was. Maybe it's just very, very clever thieves. But most people who are rich don't think that people are going to try and break into their homes. Especially when they're footballers. Because they think that basically most of the people in the town are going to be fans of the club. They wouldn't do anything against one of the club's players, would they? Yeah, they would. So let him take care of his own security now. He's now got a motivation to do so. And he's got plenty of money to be able to do it. Was that a bird going through the trees? There's something moving through them trees over there. Might have been a bird. Oh. Big bird. It was. Could have been a squirrel. Yeah. Could have been a will, but it's a bit grey, so probably not a squirrel. Tends to be red around here. Anyway, there you go. That's the football talk for now. So you take care. Speak to you later. Bye bye.